Hello aspirants, welcome to the official YouTube channel of Career Power Siliguri. I hope you guys are preparing well for your upcoming exams. Guys, आप लोग को पता होगा कि IBPS RRB का नोटिफिकेशन रिलीज हो चुका है. Tentative dates of prelims exams are on September or October. So guys, gear up your preparations. Today will be the second lecture of Banking Awareness series. Last class we discussed about the history of Indian banking and the nationalization of banks. Today we will discuss the structure of Indian banking system. So let's begin. Before starting, please subscribe our channel and press the bell icon to get the notification for the latest video we upload. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram pages, and we are also available on Twitter. Join our Telegram channel to get the latest notification of job vacancies, current affairs, and you can also attend the quizzes we upload. Links are provided in the description below. Career Power Siliguri is now providing live classes. Join our live class batches to boost up your preparation from the comfort of your home. Guys, on YouTube, two series are scheduled by Shubhamay sir and Anup sir, Score Booster series and MCQ series. I can assure you that the series will be definitely help to boost your score and concept. Guys, now let's discuss the structure of Indian banking system. On top we have RBI, that is Reserve Bank of India, the apex or the Central Bank of India. RBI के बारे में एक चैप्टर है, वहीं पे सारा डिटेल्स डिस्कस करेंगे हम. अभी थोड़ा स्ट्रक्चर डिस्कस कर लेते हैं. RBI के नीचे तीन टाइप्स ऑफ डिविजन्स है ऑफ बैंक्स. नंबर 1 शेड्यूल बैंक्स, सेकंड नॉन शेड्यूल एंड थर्ड इज डेवलपमेंट बैंक्स. Schedule banks are again divided in two categories, commercial banks and cooperative banks. Further, commercial banks are divided into 6 categories: public sector, private sector, foreign sector, RRBs, small finance bank, payment banks. तो ये था एक ओवरव्यू ऑफ स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ इंडियन बैंकिंग सिस्टम. तो चलिए इनको डिटेल्स में देखते हैं. नाउ कमिंग टू द पार्ट, शेड्यूल बैंक्स वही सारा बैंक है जो RBI एक्ट 1934 का सेकेंड शेड्यूल में इंक्लूडेड है. सेकेंड शेड्यूल में इंक्लूड होने के लिए बैंक्स को कुछ क्राइटेरिया सेटिस्फाई करना होगा जो सेक्शन 42 सब सेक्शन 6 क्लॉज ए ऑफ RBI एक्ट 1934 में मेंशन है. क्राइटेरियाज आर: नंबर 1, पेड अप कैपिटल एंड कलेक्टेड फंड ऑफ द बैंक शुड नॉट बी लेस देन 5 लाख. सेकेंड वन, शेड्यूल बैंक आर एलिजिबल फॉर लोन्स फ्रॉम RBI एट द बैंक रेट. थर्ड, शेड्यूल बैंक्स ऑटोमेटिकली एक्वायर्स द मेंबरशिप ऑफ क्लियरिंग हाउस. अब क्वेश्चन आता है, व्हाट इज क्लियरिंग हाउस? क्लियरिंग हाउस एक टाइप ऑफ फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशन है which facilitates the exchange or clearance of payment of checks, security or derivative transactions. Now, what is non-scheduled banks? All the banks which are not included in the list of scheduled banks, they have some limitations. Number 1, banking activities are limited. Second, they are not eligible to take loan from RBI, but in case of emergency, RBI might grant their loan. Third, they have to maintain CRR, that is cash reserve ratio, within themselves, not with RBI. And third one, they cannot deal in foreign exchange. Example of non-scheduled bank is Amod Nagarik Sahakari Bank Limited. Moving on to the next part, that is development banks. They are specialized financial institutions to provide medium and long-term finance or loans to the industrial sector or agricultural sector. They provide finance to both public and private sector. They also provide risk capital for economic development project on non-commercial basis. Development banks का कुछ examples है, जैसे कि NABARD, which provides loans and assistance to the agricultural sector. Next one is SIDBI, which provides loan and assistance to the industrial sectors. Exim Bank, that is Export and Import Bank of India, they promote foreign trade and provide finance to the trading sector. Moving on to the commercial banks, the bank which are doing banking business, जैसे कि dealings with general public, accepting deposit, providing loans to large number of households and firms. Scheduled commercial banks account for a major proportion of the business of these scheduled banks. For example, we have SBI, HDFC, HSBC and many more. Now, what is cooperative banks? They are types of banks which provide finance to the agricultural and rural industries and to the industries of urban areas, but up to limited extent. Cooperative banks are organized under the provisions of the Cooperative Society Act 1965. Now, what is the main difference between commercial and cooperative banks? Commercial bank main motive is to earn profit, whereas cooperative banks motive of operation is service, not profit. और एक क्वेश्चन हो सकता है कि डेवलपमेंट बैंक और कोऑपरेटिव बैंक में डिफरेंस क्या है? सो वेल, डेवलपमेंट बैंक्स प्रोवाइड्स लॉन्ग टर्म लोन्स टू द लार्ज एंड मीडियम स्केल इंडस्ट्रीज, whereas cooperative banks provides loans to the small sectors with a limited extent. Example of cooperative banks is West Bengal State Cooperative Bank Limited. Now let's move on to the next point. Public sector banks are the one in which the government is already having majority stake, that is more than 50%. Public sector banks are further divided into three categories: SBI and its associates, nationalized bank, other public sector banks. Remember one thing, that all nationalized banks are the public sector banks, but all public sector banks are not nationalized banks. लास्ट क्लास में नेशनलाइजेशन ऑफ बैंक्स डिस्कस किया था. वीडियो का लिंक आप लोग को आई बटन में प्रोवाइडेड है, आप लोग देख सकते हैं. नाउ प्राइवेट सेक्टर बैंक्स आर दोज बैंक्स इन व्हिच मेजॉरिटी स्टेक्स बिलोंग्स टू द प्राइवेट प्लेयर्स, जस्ट ऑपोजिट ऑफ पब्लिक सेक्टर बैंक्स. Private banks are divided into two parts: old and new private banks. New private sector banks are those that have gained their banking license since the liberalization in the 1990s, and old private sector banks are banks which were established before 1990s. Example of some private sector banks are HDFCs, ICICI and Axis and many more. Exam point of view से एक क्वेश्चन है कि which bank is the largest bank of the private sector in India in terms of revenue? तो इसका आंसर होगा HDFC. Now, what is foreign banks? Foreign banks are those banks which have headquarters in foreign country and branches are in India. There are two ways of presence of foreign banks in India. One, branch firm. Second one is representative office. Branch firm, that means foreign banks has physical branch in India. Secondly, representative office, which means there is no actual branch. As of today, total number of foreign banks present in India is 45. Example of some foreign banks are HSBC, Citibanks and many more. Now, what is RRBs? RRBs means regional rural banks, are banks which provide banking facilities to the rural and semi-urban areas. They operate at regional level in different states of India. मोटिव बिहाइंड आरआरबीज आर, आप लोग को पता होगा कि 70% पॉपुलेशन ऑफ इंडिया वाज इन रूरल एरियाज एंड कमर्शियल बैंक्स विद देयर मोटिव टू अर्न प्रॉफिट, दे वर लेस इंटरेस्टेड टू एक्सपेंड देयर बिजनेस इन रूरल एरियाज. सो गवर्नमेंट decided to establish RRBs so that population of rural areas can get the banking facilities. For example, we have Uttar Banga Kshatriya Gramin Bank, which is sponsored by Central Bank of India. Moving on to small finance bank. Small finance banks are registered as a public limited company under the Companies Act 2013. They will get license under Section 22 of Banking Regulation Act 1949. The aim behind this is to provide financial inclusion to the section of the economy not being served by other banks, such as small business units, small and marginal farmers, micro and small industries and unorganized sectors entities. The minimum paid up equity capital for small finance bank is rupees 200 crore. Example is Jana Small Finance Bank. Now we have payment banks. What is payment banks? Payment bank is an Indian new model of banks conceptualized by the RBI. Payment banks aim to link with people of the country who are still not connected with the banking sector. This bank can accept a restricted deposit, which is currently 1 lakh per customer. This bank cannot issue loans and credit cards. Payment banks was established on the recommendation by Nachiket More Committee. Minimum capital to start payment bank is rupees 100 crore. First payment bank was established in Rajasthan on March 2017 by Airtel Payment Bank. Example of more payment banks we have Paytm, Jio, Indian Post Payment Banks. They have authorized to open only current and savings accounts. They cannot accept deposit from the NRIs. As of today, out of 41 applications, only 11 were approved and only 6 payment banks are active till date. So, ये था एक डिटेल कंसेप्ट ऑन द स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ इंडियन बैंकिंग सिस्टम। वीडियो को एंड करने से पहले आप लोग को एक क्वेश्चन पूछा था लास्ट एपिसोड में कि एसबीआई एक नेशनलाइज्ड बैंक है या पब्लिक सेक्टर बैंक। सो इसका आंसर होगा कि एसबीआई इज अ पब्लिक सेक्टर बैंक। नेशनलाइज्ड बैंक वही सारा बैंक है जो कि नेशनलाइजेशन फेज 1 एंड फेज 2 में उसका राष्ट्रीयकरण हुआ था। देयर आर टोटल 20 बैंक्स। आज का क्वेश्चन ऑफ द डे इज फर्स्ट इंडियन बैंक टू हैव बीन स्टार्टेड सोनली विथ इंडियन कैपिटल इन्वेस्टमेंट। इसका आंसर आप लोग कमेंट सेक्शन में जरूर बताएं। अगर आप लोग को वीडियो पसंद आया तो इसको लाइक और शेयर कीजिए एंड चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करना ना भूलें। थैंक यू।